2026. Walk the used row at almost any big dealership in America right now, and you will see it. Full-dress tourers, the kind that stickered for close to $30,000 or $40,000 new, sitting there with price tags that would have gotten you laughed out of the showroom 5 years ago. In 2022, a loaded touring bike could run you as much as a decent used car. By 2026, dealers can barely give some of them away. Same chrome, same bags, same price. Nobody is willing to pay any more. The Motorcycle Industry Council, the MIC, tracked it. Touring motorcycle sales fell 13% in 2025 alone. Cruiser sales dropped 6% on top of that. And on the used side, one auction data firm clocked domestic cruiser values falling 13% in a single spring quarter. That's not a rumor. That's the market talking. I spent 38 years wrenching on these machines, and I will tell you straight, most of the bikes on this list are still perfectly good motorcycles. What collapsed was not the engineering, it was the price. And that's actually good news if you are the one buying instead of the one who got stuck selling. So let's go through all 12, starting with the one that held up best and working our way down to the one that got wiped out completely. Number 12. The Honda Goldwing Tour with DCT, that's dual clutch transmission, from around 2018 through 2020. This is the honest bike on the list, the one that proves I'm not just here to bury every full dresser for clicks. New, it ran $27,000 to $29,000. Today, a clean 2020 or 2021 Goldwing still brings $18,000 to $21,000. That's a loss of roughly 25 to 30%, which in this class is practically nothing. The flat six engine, and yes, it's a flat six, not a V-twin, has a reputation for running forever, and that reputation is worth real dollars at trade-in time. Keep this number in your head because every other bike on this list fell a lot further. Number 11. The Indian Pursuit Limited, 2022 through 2024. New, $30,000 and up, $34,000 loaded. Now here's the part that should bother you if you bought one recently. 2- and 3-year-old Pursuits are already averaging $24,000, and low-mileage 2024 models have shown up under $18,000. That's 35 to 40% gone off some of these, and the paint hasn't even faded yet. Part of that is Indian's own factory rebates dragging down used values. Part of it is the 2025 Power Plus 112 engine making the 108 look like last year's model. That's not a typo, by the way. A bike that's barely broken in is already worth a third less. Number 10. BMW's K1600 GTL. 2022 and 2023 models stickered around $27,000, closer to $30,000 loaded. Now they're trading under $20,000 within 3 years, roughly a 30% drop. The inline six is a gorgeous piece of engineering, but it's also expensive to service, and the buyer pool for a full-dress 6-cylinder touring bike is small to begin with. Small buyer pool, big depreciation. That's just math. Number 9. Kawasaki's Vulcan 1700 Voyager, the ABS model. Kawasaki. Current list price sits around $20,000, but used ones are trading anywhere from $6,000 to $14,000, averaging right around $10,000. That's roughly half its value gone. And I want to be fair here. Kawasaki hasn't killed this bike. It's still in the lineup for 2026. The problem is the platform's barely changed since 2009. Riders with $10,000 to spend are looking at a used Goldwing or a used Harley instead, and the Voyager gets left behind. Number 8. The Can-Am Spyder RT Limited, 2014 through 2022. This one's a 3-wheeler, not a 2-wheeled tourer, so keep that in mind. New around $28,000. Lightly used examples now sell for $17,000 to $18,000, a 30 to 40% drop inside 3 years. Dealer-only servicing and proprietary tires eat into resale here. But this is also the one machine on the list where the depreciation is a rider's gain, because a used Spyder gives you 3-wheel stability at a fraction of new price for anyone whose balance isn't what it used to be. Number 7. Yamaha's Star Eluder, 2018 and 2019. Yamaha. New $22,500. Used $11,950 to $14,500, roughly 42% off at retail, and trade-in offers have gone as low as 63% off. Why so brutal? Yamaha pulled the plug on the entire Star Touring line after just 3 years. Number 6. Its sibling, the Star Venture Transcontinental, same 2018 to 2019 window. New $26,999. Used $11,000 to $17,000, averaging around $14,900, a 45% haircut. A Yamaha spokesperson confirmed to the press flat out that the Star Venture is no longer in the lineup and there are no plans to bring it back. When a manufacturer walks away from a whole sub-brand after 3 model years, every owner left holding one takes the hit. And somehow it gets worse, because that's exactly what happened to the next 2 bikes on this list. If you've made it this far, you're exactly who this channel is for. Hit subscribe if you want more of these buyer protection breakdowns, because the next 6 bikes on this list get a lot more painful, starting with a flagship that lost $26,000. So we left off with 2 orphaned Yamahas. What Harley did to one of its own CVO flagships makes those 2 look like a rounding error. Number 5. The 2015 Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide Ultra. New $39,649, loaded with every option Harley's custom vehicle operations shop could bolt on. Today, trade-in values sit around $13,000. Do that math yourself. That's $26,649 gone. 67% of the original price vanished. I mean, think about that for a second. You could buy 2 clean used Gold Wings for less than this bike cost new and still have money left for gear. Why did it fall this hard? 2 reasons stacked on top of each other. First, a nearly $40,000 motorcycle only has so many buyers to begin with, so used demand is thin from day one. Second, in 2017, Harley replaced the twin-cam engine in this bike with the new Milwaukee 8, and that instantly made every pre-Milwaukee 8 CVO look like yesterday's technology. High sticker price plus a hard generational cutoff is about the worst combination you can have if you're trying to sell one used. Number 4. The Indian Roadmaster from the Thunderstroke era, 2016 and 2017. New, pushing $30,000 loaded. A well-optioned 2017 now sells for around $13,050, well over half its value gone. And this is where accuracy actually matters, because a lot of channels get this engine wrong. The Thunderstroke 111 and 116 in this Roadmaster is air-cooled. It is not the liquid-cooled Power Plus that shows up in the Challenger and, as of 2025, the redesigned Roadmaster. Those are 2 completely different engine families. What killed the resale on this older Roadmaster wasn't a defect. It was Indian rolling out that liquid-cooled Power Plus generation and making the air-cooled version look one step behind overnight. Number 3. The Harley-Davidson Road King, roughly 2010 through 2015. New around $20,000. A 2010 now brings about $5,000, a 2015 around $8,000, which on the oldest units works out to as much as 75% off the original sticker. The Road King Special left production entirely in 2023. Part of this is simple volume. Harley built a lot of these, so the used market is flooded. Part of it is a shrinking bagger category overall. Either way, that's not a typo either. 3/4 of the original price gone on the oldest examples. Number 2. The Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic 2015 model year. New, $24,000 and up. Wholesale trade-in values have run around 40% below that. Harley redesigned its touring frame and fairing in 2014 under what they called the Rushmore update, then swapped in the Milwaukee 8 engine just 3 years later in 2017. 2 major platform changes back-to-back aged the in-between bikes fast. Riders shopping used naturally gravitate to the newer engine and the current frame, and the 2015 gets stuck in the middle, and now the one that beats every bike on this list, not because the motorcycle was bad, but because the company that made it doesn't exist anymore. Number 1. The Victory Cross Country Tour 2014 through 2017. New, $22,499. Used, averaging around $8,500 today, with some listings as low as $5,800. That's a loss of 62% or more. On January 9, 2017, Polaris announced it was immediately winding down the entire Victory Motorcycles brand. Not one bad model, not a recall. The whole company gone, with only a 10-year parts guarantee left behind as a consolation prize. This is the one every buyer needs to understand, because it's the purest version of what this whole video is about. Nothing was mechanically wrong with the cross-country tour. Owners loved the Freedom 106 engine, and plenty of them are still putting real miles on it today without a single complaint about reliability. What killed its value was a decision made in a boardroom to shut the brand down and push everybody toward Indian instead. Orphan brands carry a permanent discount, higher insurance, thinner parts networks, dealers who'd rather not touch a trade-in they can't easily resell. The cross-country tour didn't fail. It got discontinued out from under its owners, and the resale market never forgave it. If you can live with a smaller dealer network and stock your own spares, a used cross-country tour might be the single best value on this entire list. Now, before anybody in the comments accuses me of just piling on Harley-Davidson, let's be straight about where things actually stand. 3 of these 12 bikes wearing the bar and shield took some of the hardest hits on this list, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But the company itself is not circling the drain the way some other channels want you to believe. Harley's own SEC filing for the first quarter of 2026 showed North American retail sales up 13.9%, with U.S. retail up 15.8%. Their own earnings materials showed Harley capturing 75% of the entire U.S. touring motorcycle market, up from 71% for all of 2025. Second quarter 2026, North American retail was still positive, up 2.8%. And under CEO Artie Starrs, Harley's dealer inventory has actually been shrinking, down to around 40,000 units worldwide at the end of 2025 and 44,000 by the first quarter of 2026, both well down from the year before. If you've seen a number floating around online claiming Harley has 80,000 unsold bikes sitting on dealer lots, that figure is made up. It does not appear in any filing. The real number, straight from Harley's own 10K, is roughly 40,000 units worldwide, down about 17% from the year before. People thought they had the full picture on Harley's inventory problem. They didn't, because the number they were repeating never existed in the first place. So here's where that leaves you, if you're actually in the market. Every bike on this list is a lesson in the same thing. Sky-high original prices, small buyer pools, and manufacturers who move on to the next platform or the next generation faster than owners expect. That's not a reason to avoid these bikes. It's the opposite. If you know why a cross-country tour or a pre-Milwaukee 8CVO lost that much value, you know you're not buying a bad motorcycle. You're buying a good one at half the price the first owner paid, because the badge and the boardroom decisions cost more than the engineering ever did. That's the real lesson buried in every one of these 12 bikes. The depreciation curve isn't a verdict on the machine. It's a map of who overpaid first and who's smart enough to buy second.